Okay, just picture this for a second. You're on a battlefield thousands of years ago. There's no ER, no antibiotics, and definitely no x-rays. Getting wounded isn't just an injury. It could be a death sentence, especially if something gets left inside you. That was the terrifying reality, right? And it was a huge, high-stakes challenge for ancient physicians. So how in the world did they do it? Let's get into it and see.
This right here, this is the whole problem in a nutshell. You've been hit. An arrow, maybe a spear tip, or even just a big, nasty splinter is now lodged deep inside your body. How does a physician, with nothing but their eyes, their hands, and their experience, even start to fix this without making everything a whole lot worse? To really get how they thought about this, we're going to look at an ancient Ayurvedic text, the Ashtanga Hridya. And in its 28th chapter, it deals with this exact problem. It even has a specific name for this kind of life-threatening dilemma, the shalya. So what is a shalya? Well, it's pretty much any foreign object that's not supposed to be in your body. It could be something really dramatic, like an arrowhead from a battle. Or it could be something more everyday, like a piece of broken pottery or a thorn you stepped on. But it didn't matter what it was. A shalya was always a critical medical emergency. The clock was ticking, with infection and internal damage right around the corner. So, first things first, the most critical step was diagnosis. Without any way to see inside the body, these ancient physicians had to basically become master detectives. And they had to rely on the one thing that could tell them where the problem was, the body itself. I mean, this is so fascinating, right? It shows a process that's all about super careful observation. Distressing symptoms, that could mean swelling, feeling hot to the touch, or seeing the color of the skin change. Abnormal movements, that's about watching how a patient automatically protects a certain area. And most importantly, they listened to the patient describe their pain. They were literally reading the body's own signals to find the hidden enemy. Okay, so once they found the shalya, getting it out wasn't just some crude act of yanking on it. No, it was a precise, systematic procedure. They had a whole toolkit of specialized blunt instruments called yantras. And believe me, there was a specific tool for every single job. This table really shows you just how methodical they were. If something was just in the skin, they had forceps. For things inside hollow objects, they had other specialized tools. But look at that last one, a probe, specifically to gently loosen an object that's near veins or tendons. That shows an incredible understanding of anatomy and a core belief that guided everything they did. Get the foreign body out, but cause the absolute minimum amount of extra damage. Cutting was always the last resort. But what happens when the normal toolkit just won't cut it? What if that shrapnel, say an arrowhead, is stuck deep inside a bone? Well, this is where the methods go from being systematic to being truly ingenious and unbelievably intense. This line, it's straight from the text, and it sets such a dramatic scene. It's describing a situation where even strong assistants, holding the patient down and pulling as hard as they can, have failed. The arrowhead is not moving. So what could you possibly do next? What they came up with is just wow. Let's walk through this. The tail of the arrow is bent and tied to the string of a powerful bow. Then that bow is tied to a horse's bridle. The horse gets a whip. It rears its head back suddenly, and that immense, sudden force yanks the arrow clean out of the bone. This isn't just brute force. It's a shocking but brilliant application of physics to solve a life or death problem. It's all about directing a huge amount of force in a precise, overwhelming way. Brutal? Oh, absolutely. But it's also an incredibly clever piece of biomechanical engineering designed to save a life when every other option was gone. And their cleverness wasn't just for these big, dramatic battlefield wounds. The text goes into all sorts of common, but still deadly problems. Think about food stuck in the throat. We know today that's a serious emergency. Well, they had these delicate methods using thread or even hair to carefully get it out and stop someone from suffocating. And for something stuck in the nose or mouth, their approach was just so pragmatic. If pulling it out was too risky, if it might cause more harm, they would actually push it backward into the digestive tract. It's a fantastic bit of risk assessment, choosing the path of least harm and trusting the body's own systems to handle it from there. So here's the really important thing to remember. Behind all of these intense, sometimes shocking techniques, there was a very clear guiding principle. This wasn't just random, desperate stuff. It was a science based on careful thinking and a deep understanding of the human body. This last quote from the text really sums it all up, doesn't it? The key words here are intelligent and appropriate. The physician had to think about the unique shape of the shalya, exactly where it was, and then choose the perfect tool and the right method. It was a totally customized, highly intellectual approach to surgery. It took more than just a steady hand, it took a brilliant mind.
And that kind of leaves us with this question. In an age so long before our amazing medical technology, the very heart of healing came down to deep observation, creative problem solving, and a profound respect for the body. It's just a powerful reminder that while our tools have changed beyond recognition, the fundamental intelligence and ingenuity it takes to heal, well, that's been with us for a very, very long time.